What's up, world? Wake y'all asses up. Look, it's the King of DeBerry's podcast. King of DeBerry's podcast, the very first episode. Look, this is your host, Paul DeBerry. Man, y'all don't know how excited I am. The very first episode of my own podcast, King of DeBerry's podcast. And what I really wanted to talk about was learning to love yourself. Really learning how to love yourself. That's a tough one. It's really tough. Because I feel like, for me personally, I'm 28 years old. About to be 29 in January. And I feel like I'm just now really learning to love myself. I feel like I'm really just learning how to do that. And it sounds so crazy. Because you're like, dang, how you don't love yourself and things like that. But when you learn to love yourself, it's certain things you don't do or you won't allow. And because I had so much stuff going on this year with me, and maybe at some point, as we get a little bit deeper into the podcast and you know, I've done a few more episodes and things like that, I'll let y'all in a little bit more on to some of the situations that go on in my life. But I've been through a lot this year. And I just sat back and I just was thinking, I'm like, man, all that stuff that I went through made me learn how to love myself. And it's crazy that you got to go through things, you know, to make you learn to love yourself. I'm just throwing like examples out here, like you getting picked on, like for younger listeners out there that's listening, like people that's picking on you, talking about you not smart or you ugly or you this or you that. Like, to get through that stuff, you got to really learn how to love yourself and be comfortable with yourself. For the people that's out there that's in relationships and you got somebody that's continuously cheating on you over and over again, or somebody that's continuously beating up on you over and over again, you got to sit back and think, damn, if I'm allowing this to happen to me, do I really love myself? Do I really love myself? You know, for like any type of situation that you go through and that is something that you don't like, but you keep allowing it to happen, you got to sit back and be like, damn, do I really love myself? Because if you love yourself, would you continuously put yourself in a certain situation over and over and over again? If you really loved yourself and was comfortable with yourself, if people said something about you, would it really affect you as bad as it does? If you really loved yourself. If you really love yourself and people calling you stupid or dumb, if you love yourself and you know you're not stupid or dumb, it shouldn't affect you that bad. If people calling you ugly and you love yourself and you comfortable with yourself, they call you ugly all day, but at the end of the day, you know you're the shit. You know you're the shit. It shouldn't be nothing nobody says to you that throw you out of whack. For the people that's out there that's going through tough relationships and things not going the way you want them to, but it keeps happening over and over again, you gotta sit back and think, damn, do I really love myself? It don't got nothing to do with the other person. You can't control somebody else. You cannot control somebody else. The only thing you can control is yourself and your emotions and your feelings. You might think you don't have control over them, but you do. We got control over everything. We got control over everything. Shoot, man. Like I said, I'm not just talking to y'all out there. I'm talking to myself when I'm talking about this subject. You got to learn how to love yourself. When you learn to love yourself, then you can start working on your emotions and your feelings. It become easier to control them because you love yourself. If you really loved yourself, if something happened, you wouldn't go out there and just pull a gun and just randomly shoot somebody. Cause because you mad they did this or they did that to you. If you love yourself. Because you realize that whatever they did is not more important than you being out here in civilization. Or it's not as, or you're more important alive than putting yourself in a dangerous situation where you could possibly die. You got to really think about that. I think, me personally, and I talked about it a little bit on the Chill Out Lounge. We touched on it a little bit, but we talked about like social media and how it's warping people's minds. Like social media is making, it's not, let me rephrase this. It's not making people love themselves less. It's just making it easier to love yourself less. Because you look for validation in other people. You put these pictures up, and I know for me, when I was putting pictures up, like if I didn't get a certain amount of likes, I'm like, hold the hell up. What the fuck is going on? Why this picture, man? I look good in this picture. Why I only got 20 likes on this? What's going on? Is there something wrong with the picture or something? Or maybe I don't look as good as somebody else that got 100 likes. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all see where I'm going with this? How social media is so superficial. It make it so easy to be superficial. Maybe that's a better word. Not love yourself less. It make it easier to be superficial. It don't make you have to go deeper with people. I mean, Instagram and all of that type of stuff. That's why I got off of it. I would say for the last 3 or 4 months, I didn't have an Instagram or a personal Instagram or Facebook. I didn't have a Facebook at all. And then the only Instagram I had was my music production page. I had like a positive quotes and inspirational talk page. And then this podcast page. But I couldn't upload the stuff on there, so it's nothing on the podcast one. But that's all I had. I didn't have nothing personal. Cause I looked and I'm like, man, I keep putting all these statuses up for who? And I mean, don't get me wrong, like if you putting positive stuff out there, that's a good thing. It's a good thing to put positive stuff because you don't never know who might read it and might be inspired. It might make that person day. You never know. So like I get it, but for me, I mean, I was putting positive stuff up there. I was putting random thoughts up there, but I'm like, why do I care what people are thinking about my stuff? The only reason I'm doing a personal one now is because I'm making myself accessible to the public. When I put a podcast out there, now I become a public figure. And so now people probably will want to keep up with me. People might follow me. People might want to know what's going on with me. So to be as open as I feel comfortable with, I'm bringing back my public page now. But if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have brought it back. And I've been so much happier since I got rid of it. I feel like I got so much more time in my day since I got rid of it. I feel like I've become a better husband, son, father, friend, everything since I got rid of my Facebook stuff. Because I got more time to devote to actual people instead of to an app. So now, to get back to the point about loving yourself, when you take away the opinions and thoughts of another person and you forced to look into yourself and figure out who you really are as a person, man, that's a scary, scary, scary thing. Because we are not as strong as we think we are. We got a lot of flaws. We are not perfect. A lot of us try to portray to be perfect or try to be strong or, we're this or we're that. When we look deep down in our hearts and we look at our true selves, we realize, damn, man, we are flawed individuals. We are fucked up. We are all fucked up individuals. And when you realize that, you can stop judging others too. You can stop judging people. I mean, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I might judge? Yeah, I might judge a little bit, but I'm still working on myself. And I've learned to judge a lot less now. And I'm trying to work to the point now where I don't judge at all. I don't prejudge people at all. Cause I know I'm a fucked up individual. And God's still working on me. And I'm working, and more importantly, I'm working on myself. Cause I gotta do the work myself, and then God opened up doors and avenues and everything for me. And so I'm dang, let's see what time we at. I don't want to keep y'all too long, man. I could ramble and talk all day. I'm gonna kind of close it up a little bit real quick. But the biggest thing I want y'all to do, and myself, is you gotta learn what makes you comfortable. Learn what makes you comfortable, and then also you gotta learn how to be uncomfortable. You gotta learn how to do things that make you uncomfortable to better yourself as a person. And what I mean by that is, I'm a shy, reserved person. You know, I'm the type, I don't like to stir the pot up a lot. I keep a lot of thoughts and opinions to myself. But I had to learn to be uncomfortable, because a lot of thoughts and opinions that I wanted to give, I should have gave, and I didn't give them. And so now I sit there and I felt all pent up, and I feel bad because I didn't say what I felt like I should have said when I should have said it. And now I'm like, damn, oh, my opportunity passed, or damn, this happened or that happened. And I'm just to the point now where I'm like, fuck it, man. Fuck it. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. And yeah, it's uncomfortable to say something to somebody where, you know, it might not always be nice. For some people don't got no issues doing that. Some people, the thing that might be uncomfortable to them is saying something nice. But either way, you see that balance of power, the yin and yang. Either way, you still got to learn how to be uncomfortable. You can't be too nice and you can't be too mean. You got to find the balance. So that's for all the people out there. But you got to find out how to make yourself happy, how to learn to love yourself. You got to find out what really makes you happy. And I started this podcast because sharing my thoughts and opinions, talking to people, making people laugh, making people smile, making people think, making people cry even. Like, that makes me feel good, as long as they crying for a good reason. You know what I'm saying? But that made me feel good. That's what makes me feel good. Ever since, and like I said, I got a lot of other podcasts that I recorded that I'm not able to upload right now. So I just had to start from scratch. So that's how this one came up. But you got to learn how to do things that you love. You got to learn to love yourself. And you got to learn how to make yourself happy. I can't tell you how to do that. I wish I could. I can make a lot of money off of that. You know, I can make a lot of money. I would have did it for myself already. But I'm still learning. I'm still learning myself. So I just want to challenge everybody out there to learn to love yourself. Learn how to make yourself happy. You know, you deserve it. You can't just always rely on your spouse or your child or your mom or your dad, friends. You can't rely on other people to provide you with happiness. You gotta learn how to make yourself happy. When you learn to make yourself happy, it's easier to make others happy. It's so easy. And people want to be around a happy person. They want to do that. So the better you could become as a person, shit. I mean, the sky's the limit for you. The sky's the limit. Ain't no telling where you could go in this world. But you gotta learn that you can't rely on others for your own happiness. You can't rely on others for your own for love. You can't do that. You could try. You could get away with it for a while. But sooner or later, that person's gonna let you down because they gotta find their own happiness. When you get two people together that learn how to make themselves happy, oh, you working with some bread and butter right there. You working with something. Because when things go wrong, they know how to take care of each other because they know how to take care of themselves. When you learn to love yourself, then you can give that love to others in a positive way. You can learn to, when you love somebody in that way, you learn to appreciate them. You learn to admire them. You don't have to need them. People don't, what I feel and what I've seen, people don't want to be needed. They want to be appreciated. When they feel needed, it feels stuffy. It feels clogged up. Like you feel restricted. But when you feel appreciated, that's different. That feels warm and fuzzy. Make you feel good. Make your body shake. It feels good to be appreciated. So I just want to challenge all of y'all out there to learn to love yourself. Learn to make yourself happy. When you learn to do those things, you'll be able to appreciate things around you and people around you a lot better. A whole lot better. So look, I'm looking down at the time. That's a good stopping point right now. But I want to thank y'all so much for this first episode of King of DeBerry's podcast. Woo! I felt good talking about it. I felt real good. I hope y'all feel the same way. I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. Look, y'all take care. Y'all have a blessed night. Hey, y'all take it easy out there. Be safe. Peace and love. All right.